I'm going to talk on Michelson Watterson. He's actually about a bit on Michelson Watterson is that he's the president and CEO of Silicon Tektronix, and also he's a decision maker for putting Sam Reynolds on the Robbie CX30 project and the major contributor to James McMurdoch, which is the prosecuting attorney for this Randy Samuel case. So Michael Watterson's action actually did that he transferred Sam Reynolds to the robotics division and he put him in charge of Robbie CX30 project despite objection and advice from Ray Johnson, which is the chief in charge of the robotics division, which is not ethical because Ray Johnson actually is on the ground person, so he may know more on what Sam Reynolds is qualified to do. So by putting Sam Reynolds in charge of the robotics division, actually it is not very ethical. So next is that he threatened Ray Johnson that if the timeline of the project could not be met, everyone in the division would lose their job, which is not reasonable as during the project, as the project goes, there is bound to have some ups and downs and some problems that the ground people will face. So he should instead listen to what they have to say. And also for prosecuting Randy Samuels for causing the death of Bud Matthews, which is not only not ethical but not reasonable. We will see in the next slide why is it so. Okay, so what are the things that could have been taken instead of what he has done so far is that to listen to advice and hire an experienced project manager where they can handle this project more properly, and also to listen to feedback from the worker on the ground as they are the one who is doing the work and they may be able to feedback what are the difficulties that they are facing. And also to keep the situation under control instead of prosecuting Randy Samuels and causing these issues to be a very big mess now, and that everyone is being involved in this whole issue.
Hi Michael, this is Yinidu from Team Robogo, and for this mystery presentation I'll be choosing Ray Johnson. Ray Johnson was the head of robotics division. He also reported to Michael Watterson. So what are Ray Johnson's actions? First, to get things done on time, he introduced ivory snow theory that suggested perfection is not what is required. He also added 20 new employees just to get the job done on time. So we should be asking ourselves whether he preferred quantity over quality. He also coerced Cindy Yardley to fake the tests of Bart Matthews' faulty module. As the head of the division, he should be responsible but not guilty for all the actions done by the people under him. We cannot call him guilty because guiltiness can only be decided by a civil or criminal court. But his actions were unreasonable and unethical because just to save his and others' jobs, he compromised public safety. So, what could be corrected? Any action should consider the safety and security of the public, which is one of the principles of ethics in software engineering. Which means that software engineers shall act consistently with the public interest. Quality wins over quantity as defined in product principle in software ethics, which defines as software engineers shall ensure that their product and related modifications meet the highest professional standards possible. And finally, for him personally, he should have followed the management principles of ethics in software engineering, which goes as software engineering managers and leaders shall subscribe to and promote an ethical approach to the management of software development and maintenance. Thank you.
Hi Michael, this is the mystery presentation on Sam Reynolds, manager of CX30 robot project. I'm Danny Jacob from Team Robogo. Let me talk about his background a little bit. He is a new project manager for CX30 robot appointed directly by Watterson to manage this project. Previously, the project manager of CX30 was John Kramer. Reynolds has over 3 decades of experience managing the projects in data processing arena, where he has proven his competence over and over again using the famous waterfall model of software development. which is run only once and the client is not involved till the very end of the project. Let me talk about ethical issues we can see from Sam Reynolds' role. An individual should not claim any level of competence if he is not processed. Self-assessment must be done before taking up a particular role because this is a robot. Project is entirely different from data processing area, so he must assess himself before taking up this particular role. Sam was unable to assess his skills with managing the technical and managerial aspect of the project, which resulted in failure. And he was applying waterfall model for this time-critical project. He could have done more rigorous agile or scrum methodology, and he could have involved the users for the testing as well. Move on to some other ethical issues as well. The risk and consequences should be addressed and communicated to the relevant authorities. Sam Reynolds failed to communicate the risk involved in the project by adding incompetent resources to the team. Failure to assert his authority to influence team members to ensure that all the tasks are performed with complete responsibility, not negligence, as we can see from Randy Samuels' actions. So that's about it. Thank you.
Hi, I will discuss about Randy Samuels broadcasting with ethical issue. Randy Samuels was a programmer at Silicon Tektronix, and he wrote the flawed software that caused a Robbie CX-30 industrial robot to crash and kill its operator, Bud Matthews. To overview his personality, his lack of teamwork skill, and he is task-oriented, and he failed to accept criticism, means he was a prima donna, and he is kind of aggressive. So while in the project team, Samuels writes a part of the module that controls the motion of the robot arm, but Samuels failed to interpret the formula because his background knowledge for mathematics and physics was poor, and he stole the code from a well-known application suite and inserted into the robot module that is unethical and professional and illegal. And he has failed for egoless programming because he was task-oriented and egoistic person. So what Randy should have done is that he should practice egoless programming, and he should be open to criticism whether it is positive or negative, and he should be interaction-oriented rather than task-oriented because working with teams is very important in software development. And he should have avoided using copyrighted software, which is unethical and illegal for a professional software engineer. And he should have required background knowledge in physics and mathematical formula for this project. If he did not understand the formula, he should have asked the physicists and made sure that he fully understands before he inserted it into the robot. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, let me talk about Jen Anderson, who was involved in the start of the project. She was a former programmer and analyst at Silicon Tektronix, and she was totally opposed to the use of the waterfall model, and she was fired for her honesty. She bitterly attacked the project manager during the meeting, whose decision was to employ the waterfall model, and she was strongly against the idea of this waterfall model, which wouldn't allow the operators, who can be the actual users, involvement during the prototyping. Hence, she thought that interface cannot be designed just as an afterthought. She also thought that Reynolds' background, which was data processing, wouldn't be suitable for this high user interactions based project. Hence, Reynolds fired Anderson 2 weeks after she wrote the memo. So to reflect all her actions, was she reasonable? Yes. She foresaw all the issues if waterfall model is used in the project, and hence she was totally against Sam Reynolds' decision. Was she ethical? Yes, she was morally correct, and she avoided all the activities that would have harm the project and people involved. If it were me, I would have arranged a private discussion while both of us are calm and explain why the decision of employing waterfall model wouldn't be suitable and how it can affect the entire project. In this way, my effort to this project wouldn't have gone wasted and I could have contributed to the success of this project. Yeah, that's all.
Hi, Michael. I'm Benjamin from Team RoboGo. Today I'll be presenting the mystery presentation on Cindy. She is the software tester for CX30 robot project. She is the member of the testing team for this project. She is mainly responsibility for ensuring the codes work accordingly with the requirement gathered from the user. Below are a few actions from Cindy on what she has done to cause the death of the operator. She agreed to fix the test even after she found out some test error from the first test she had done. She also emailed to the programmer Randy to clarify on the testing, but she was being told that the software is safe. She was being persuaded from the Ray Johnson, the head of the robot division, that the time schedule is tight and persuade her to fix the software test in order to save the job of the department. Here are a few violations that Cindy has done. She should be responsible and uphold the integrity of a software tester. She should reject the bribery or any misleading statement from the supervisor. She should be fair and avoid distraction in all the software testing documentation. She should take responsibility to detect and correct those errors in the software testing reports and produce a good testing report to the programmers for them to fix the bug. Action to avoid future problems. One of it, she should test the usability of the software ongoing during the development stage and not waiting until the end of the stage. The company should hire outsiders to test the software at critical stage. This is to ensure that the software is verified as high quality products before shipping out to the clients, and thus this will not cause the death of the operator.
Hi Michael, today I will deliver this mystery presentation on Max Washington. I'm Cao Yang. Basically about Max Washington, he is Chief Security Officer for this company called Silicon Tektronix, I call it ST. His role of job is to protecting the company from any kind of harm, internally or externally. He is one of the three who knows that the email being monitored inside the company, and he disclosed the email communication between Ray Johnson and Cindy. After reading the story, here is I feel what are not ethically right. The first one is about the email monitoring. Inside this company ST, all staff do not aware of the email monitoring. The second one is Max did not detect the problem inside the email. The third one is the form of the disclosure of the email communication is not correct. Because Max disclosed the email communication during the by himself is not through the company. here is what he should do. For email monitoring, I think ST does not have the rights to monitor the email without notification. ST should let all the staff know that the email are under monitoring, so that the company will have the right to monitor. Without aware of the staff, email should not be monitored in this manner. The second one is Max did not find a problem in the email. The email report will be generated every 1 week, so Max didn't detect the problem earlier. So once Max find the problem, he should report the problem to his supervisor, who is Michael Watson. The third one is the form of the disclosure of the email communication. Max does not have the right to disclose private email. Max should report the issue to management. In this case, it's Michael Watson. I think if Michael Watson does not disclose this issue, then Max should find a legal way to report the issue. But in this case, Max disclosed the email by himself, which is I think is not adequately correct. That's all for the presentation. Thank you very much.